Hello and welcome back to Let's Build, guys. Today we are building something suggested by you in the comments, and that is a bakery. I thought it made sense to build this the closest to the farm and the windmill, because of course they'll need a fairly constant supply of wheat to bake their cakes and their bread and all the other sort of things that they're selling. So as you can see, I mapped out a wooden section, a framework for our building, and then set about designing a face for the wall that I was happy with. Played around with different ways of breaking up the plain white wool wall so it wasn't just one block colour, till finally I settled on something I was happy with in the form of adding wooden logs across the top and wooden planks across the bottom to break it up a bit. I then came around, repeated the same sort of pattern on all four sides of the lower section of this building, so I planned on making this building a 2-tier one to break it up from the general square used in all Minecraft buildings. So where's the fun in that? I jumped around, placing the wool, the wood and the windows, and here you can see me designing a larger window with a plant pot area that would face outward where the walkways in front of the building don't quite reach. I then went around building a balcony overhang area, so I planned on having some outdoor seating around here, and then ran around with fence posts to add a bit more variation and depth to this walkway. But I still felt the roof was very plain one block colour, which I wasn't really happy with. So I then went around and added in stripes of different colour wooden planks just to break it up a bit, and I felt that worked very, very well. I then built the smaller upper section of this building. This would be where the baker lives, his bedroom, his living space, because obviously the whole bottom floor of his house is devoted to the bakery, the cooking and the selling of goods, and he needs somewhere to live. So that's what this small, cosy room at the top of the building is. I built it with a very similar style as I did the rest, the same wall faces and the same roof pattern. After that, I came around to the side and did something very unusual for this build. I used cobblestone. This is the first cobblestone appearing, but as we're getting into the richer part of the village, I use richer as a very loose term, it makes sense that a bit of stone appears. I made a stone chimney for the big wood fire that would be constantly burning throughout this building. Finally, I dotted around adding the final details to the building, placing in that outdoor seating area I talked about earlier, and mapping out a sort of interior that could be seen through the windows so that they could have their goods displayed in the windows, and finally running around with a few torches. And there we have it, guys, one bakery, nice and completed. I'm very happy with the way this build came out. I like the 2-tier effect, it's both logical with the use of this building, and it also helps break up the general square that's used in Minecraft. I think the depth came off very well, especially things like here, where we have the effect of a window being open with a cake left out to cool on the windowsill. I think that's a very realistic feature, and I'm very happy with it. I like how every face is different. For example, here we have a flower bed, it's only on this side of the building, and that bit of randomization helps make the building seem more real. And our first appearance of cobblestone as we move away from the poor farm area and get into the richer side of town. This street that, well, I'm mapping it out here with my motion, it's not actually built yet. It's where we'll have things like a blacksmith, maybe a marketplace, maybe a church, the richer buildings, and then dotted behind those we'll build up some village houses, and then finally maybe even end with a manor house and a guard house a bit away from the village. But that's all to come in the future. Right now, the last thing I want to show off is the name. I've named it Powell's Bakery, and that is because the last name of the person who left the comment suggesting it is Powell, and I thought it was only fair that we name the bakery after him. So as usual, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like or a dislike if you enjoy this series and want to see it continue, or the opposite if you don't enjoy it and want to see it stop, because that's the only way I can really tell if you're enjoying it or not. And make sure to leave your comments if you want to get your ideas featured in this build. Village is really coming along now. We'll have to make a street down here that will join up this farmland area with the bakery and the other buildings. That'll be slightly later on, I think. So, I've been Steve, thank you for watching.